want to start this second hour in the NBA, and Brooklyn was rolling along, had won 18 out of 21. KD got hurt. Kyrie wanted a contract extension, and Nets balked, and before you knew it, they blew up the team. The Dallas Mavericks got Kyrie to go with Luka, and the Phoenix Suns got Kevin Durant to go with a team that they already had three studs, right? Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and Ayton.
Yeah.
And they had been to the finals 2 years ago. And they had a guy like Kevin Durant who helped the Warriors win 2 championships and was the finals MVP. Twice. But here's the problem, Alan Lee. The Dallas Mavericks are 3-6 when Luka and Kyrie play. It's not that they can't score.
They definitely are scoring, yeah.
They can't stop anybody. So that trade right there, you go, Kyrie and Luka, oh my God. Now you're going to take the pressure off Luka. He didn't have to do everything. You got a dynamic scorer in Kyrie, who we know is a fantastic basketball player.
Yeah.
Other issues, but a great basketball player. And then Kevin Durant was ready to play his first game in Phoenix for the Suns. He's all by himself under the basket, making like a simple layup. His leg gives way.
I saw that. And I thought somebody was like punking me, like this,
right, like this ain't right.
Right, somebody put this together. This didn't.
There's no way that there was no contact from anybody else, right? And he was doing a simple layup under the basket during pregame, and he's injured. He's going to be reevaluated in 2 or 3 weeks. Which trade was worse? Which one would you take back if you could? Because, and I'm not saying that Kevin Durant is not going to play, and not going to get healthy and help them make a run to the finals. It's just that he can't stay healthy,
yeah.
Alan. Can we just admit that, right?
Oh,
so
no question.
Even going forward, if you're the Suns, I'm scared to death of Kevin Durant.
I'm scared, but I also have to look at, like you said, the Mavericks haven't had the greatest of success adding Kyrie to that lineup. At least when Durant did play in the 3 games, they went 3-0, I believe. And he averaged like 26, almost 27 points a game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists.
Right.
Shot 69% from the floor. He is a definite addition to the Suns team when he's on the floor. Like I said, they went 3-0 in games that he played in. So, and that's obviously got to help Devin Booker, and it's got to help the rest of those guys free up the floor and everything of that nature. But the problem is, can he stay healthy? That's the issue.
Remember, they're I don't know what he's got, 3 more years on the contract. Like he's been hurt a lot the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and look at Kyrie. Kyrie is questionable for tomorrow's game against Memphis. Got a foot issue, so he's missed his share of games as well. But in Dallas's case, they haven't had that success, and I think that problem is when you get 2 guys who are of similar ilk, so to speak. Like you said, they'll score a ton of points with Luka and Kyrie. But what happens to the defense? You got to play a certain part of the defense. That's happened to the Clippers. I mean, I gave you a couple of weeks ago when it was like 170-something to 170-something in overtime. I'm looking at it like, is anybody playing defense in this game?
I mean, Alex English wanted to suit up and play in that game.
Right.
It was like the old Denver Nuggets from the ABA. Am I wrong?
Right. So I think what this trade comes down to is need. What player fits what the team was missing the most? And in that sense, I think it was probably Phoenix would benefit the most, because if I've got Luka playing that position and he likes to have the ball in his hands anyway.
He's effective with the ball.
Right. I don't need another guy who wants the ball that much and can distribute that. And I'm not saying that Kyrie is a ball hog, but he does like to have the ball, and he's effective with it. Right. So I've essentially got 2 of the same kind of guys in a way, and neither one of them is really like overly committed to defense.
Yeah, Dallas is 5-7 since Irving joined the team with the blockbuster trade, right, with the Nets. But that's a 3-6 record with Luka. And I hear what you're saying. And Dallas thought that they, getting Kyrie, they would be able to make a run, and we'll have to wait and see on that. I mean, it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look like they can stop, be able to play enough defense to be able to win.
Yeah,
that's what you know what I mean,
right.
in a playoff.
And from an organizational standpoint, when somebody says you have the opportunity to get such a amazing talent like KD on your team, and you get a chance to trade for him, I think you go ahead and you pull that plug and you say, let's keep our fingers crossed that we can get more games out of him on the floor than we do with him off the floor.
But here's the thing. It's like when the Lakers went to get Anthony Davis. His history is that he's injured. It gets injured, right? And he's going to miss games. I think that's officially Kevin Durant now. Like, he is the idea of him playing. He's 34 now. You know, like, he's not. Yeah. He's been around for a long time. Like, people think he's 28. He's 34. And he's been hurt time and time again. And going forward, do you think that's going to continue or change? And as you get older, I think there's a better chance of you continuing to get hurt. That's why I think that's the part with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's a tremendous player. He gives them a chance to win a championship. But if he's unhealthy, it's not going to happen for Phoenix.
I think he went to probably, though, one of the best organizations in the league in terms of their medical staff. Phoenix has long since been known for being an organization that has just a great medical team, that they're ahead of the game in getting guys ready or keeping guys healthy. When Shaquille O'Neal talked about that, about how good they were in the areas that they were going, and they're outside the box thinking, and just the way that they did things that kept guys healthier and just made an impact on guys' careers. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll help. Maybe they say, KD, you can't play this many minutes anymore a night, or we have to start being wise about when we use you in games and things of that nature.
And
the
how
worst
about
thing
with
I
Kyrie?
want is load management. I hate that.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate it.
Who doesn't? I mean, if you like basketball, I mean, I'm going to the lake. I got family coming into L.A. next weekend, the Lakers game, spent a ton of money. For them, it's their first time going. They want to go. You know what I mean, Alan? That I can say or do.
Right.
They're coming to Los Angeles. They want to go to a Laker game. I get it. Ton of money. LeBron's not playing. Who knows if AD will play? It's frustrating. And it's against the Dallas Mavericks. That's the game.
Well,
how about that for tickets? Yeah, that was a good one. If I told you how much I paid, you'd throw up in your mouth.
Oh,
it was just ridiculous.
It's suit up night. Maybe you'll get to play.
Yeah, maybe. But here's the other thing. Okay, so what about Kyrie if you're the Dallas Mavericks? Remember, he wants a contract next year.
Exactly.
They gave up stuff for him,
And that's another thing. You talk about which one would you want. There was no guarantee that you're going to keep him.
Exactly. But now as you look at this, and I know it's only been 9 games, or they're 3-6 when they've played together. They've had a total of 12 games since the trade. But when you look, do you go, no, this isn't going to work? Or do you say, yeah, I mean, look at all the points we're scoring. We just need to get some other players who play defense. How do you look at the mix and whether or not this can go forward, or do you have to abort?
Exactly. I think what this does for Mark Cuban is that he now looks at his ball club, hopefully, and takes a serious look at it and says, you know what? This isn't the problem. Our backcourt now is not the problem, is not the reason we aren't winning. So we have issues elsewhere on this roster that have to be addressed.
Yeah, but those guys don't play defense either. I mean, that's an issue. And, their best defenders, they traded to Brooklyn, right? I mean, you got to give to get. So that's something that hurt the team as far as depth and other players, but you don't get Durant unless you're willing to give up, right, some talent.
Exactly.
It's a double-edged sword. It's really tough.
So answer the question. Which one would you take? Which trade would you rather make?
Wow. I think I would take the Kevin Durant trade.
Yeah.
Because I might not be able to count on him, but it's because of something that's beyond his control.
Right.
Whereas I'm not sure with Kyrie. He's on his best behavior now, right? I mean, he's trying to get somebody to give him a deal. He's lost a lot of money with the vaccination thing, right? And the Nike deal. He's taking a lot of L's. And now that Dallas isn't playing that well, I'm not so sure, what's the market out there. I'm not blaming him totally for it, but I'm sure he thought if he went there and they had a run, right, and played well, people would be like, oh, Kyrie, you see him? Oh, my God.
Yeah. So from the Suns' perspective, I think I would take the gamble and stay with the gamble and say, you know what, I like to think that we can get this guy healthy. Or we can at least get optimal amount of time from him that we need him in certain games in certain parts of the season that we can make a run.